I need to tell you something, and I need you to really listen, not just hear the words, but actually sit with them. That thing you're chasing right now, the money, the title, the bigger house, the perfect body, the respect, or that quiet hope that one day everyone will finally see that you matter. Whatever it is that you believe will finally complete your life, it's not going to give you what you think it will. My name is Aliyah. I'm 78 years old, and I spent 50 years of my life running in a race that didn't even have a finish line. 50 years. That's a very long time to walk in the wrong direction without realizing it. So sit with me for a few minutes. Let your mind slow down. What took me half a century to understand, maybe I can give to you today, and maybe you won't waste as much time as I did. We all repeat the same sentence. I'll be happy when I get the promotion, when I finally own my own house, when people start taking me seriously, when I prove myself. I said that sentence my entire life. My entire life. And the truth is, I got the promotion. I bought the house. I retired. People respected me. But one day when I was 73, I was sitting alone in my room. Outside the window, autumn leaves were falling. Slowly. There was a quiet chill in the air. And inside me, there was an emptiness I couldn't explain. It felt like I had climbed a very long mountain. And when I finally reached the top, there was nothing there. No peace, no deep satisfaction, no sense of arrival, just another mountain. I worked very hard. I studied day and night. I pushed myself constantly. When I started my career, I worked 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. Long after everyone else went home, I was still at my desk, the lights buzzing, the office quiet, my footsteps echoing when I finally left. My office became my world. I believed I was building my future. I believed I was earning my worth. I believed I was filling the emptiness I had carried since childhood. By the time I was 45, I held a senior position in a large company. I had my own office. My name was on the door. People addressed me as ma'am. My voice mattered in meetings. But one afternoon, I was sitting alone in that very office. The door was closed. Through the glass wall, I could see the city below. Cars moving, people rushing. And suddenly it hit me. Everything I had achieved was not giving me the feeling I had sacrificed everything for. I was searching for peace. I was trying to fill a space inside me that had existed for as long as I could remember. What was that space? It was the feeling that maybe I wasn't enough, that I had to do more, be more, achieve more, before I could finally feel worthy. But I was looking in the wrong place. I got married. My husband was a good man, patient, gentle. He never complained loudly, but once, very softly, he said, "Aliyah, you're home, but you're not with us." I didn't take it seriously. I should have. I believed I was doing all of this for him, for us, for security, for comfort. I told him, this is for our future. But I didn't understand the difference between providing for someone and being present with someone. They are not the same thing, not even close. We almost separated when I was 48. Not because I failed, but because I was absent. My body was there. My mind was somewhere else. It took me years to understand that. Years. Now that I'm 78 and I look at people my age, I see a clear difference. Some are still running, still comparing, still keeping score. You think you'll travel after retirement. By then your knees will ache too much to enjoy it. You think after this busy season you'll repair that relationship with your sister. That busy season will last 20 years, and then she'll be gone. You think you'll write the book, learn the language, take the trip, have the conversation when you have more time, more money, more freedom. You won't. Because here's the cruel joke. You already have time. You're just valuing it incorrectly. You're trading it for things that don't matter. You're spending it on people who drain you. You're wasting it on worries that won't mean anything in 5 years. And one day, if you're fortunate enough to reach my age, you'll look back and realize you always had time. You just didn't use it. I'm not telling you to quit your job and disappear into the mountains. I'm not telling you to abandon your responsibilities. I'm saying something much harder. I'm saying today, right now. Pay attention to what you're actually doing with your one short, irreplaceable life. I spent 50 years believing I had to prove myself, that I needed permission to feel worthy. But the truth is, I never needed permission. I was enough from the beginning. It just took me 50 years to decide it. I told you that I understood all of this very late in life. But how did I understand it? It wasn't one dramatic moment. It wasn't a single lightning strike of clarity. It was 3 moments, 3 sentences, that shook the thinking I had built over 50 years. First turning point. One afternoon there was a knock at my door. When I opened it, a woman stood there, around 70 years old. Simple clothes, a peaceful face, a strange kind of light in her eyes. She was an old neighbor who had moved away years ago. I invited her in, made tea. I remember feeling confused. She wasn't wealthy. She hadn't achieved anything extraordinary, but she was deeply content. Deeply content. I asked her, "How are you so peaceful? Didn't you ever want a bigger life?" She smiled. Very gently she said, "My dear, we may have been poor, but we never exhausted ourselves chasing money. Whatever we received, we were grateful for." I stayed quiet. Then she looked at me and added, "You people spend your lives collecting everything, and in the process, you spend yourselves. By the time it's finally time to rest, there's no energy left." That sentence went straight into my heart, but even then, I didn't have the courage to change. I thought about it. And then I went back to running. Second turning point. A few weeks later, I went to the grocery store. I had a list in my hand, numbers in my head. I ran into someone I knew. We exchanged small talk. Out of habit, I asked, "So, what have you built for your children? What's your plan for their future?" He was quiet for a few seconds. Then he smiled and said, "When we came into this world, our parents hadn't left us anything. We built our own lives." I listened. He continued, "And the generations after us won't be helpless either. They'll live. They'll figure it out. So why should we sacrifice our today for a future that isn't guaranteed?" I stood there, speechless. All my life I believed I was gathering everything for my children, but I had forgotten something important. They were strong. Maybe what they needed wasn't my wealth. Maybe they needed my presence. That day, for the first time, I asked myself, am I giving my children comfort, or am I comforting myself? Third turning point. Time passed. Then one day, my blood pressure spiked dangerously high. I felt dizzy. My breathing became shallow. I was rushed to the hospital. The doctor said, "Your body cannot continue carrying this level of stress. If you don't change, the consequences could be serious." I was lying in that hospital bed for the first time, truly still, for the first time, forced to stop. That's where I met an elderly man. He was about 85 years old. He was always smiling. One day I finally asked him, How are you so content? Aren't you afraid? He laughed softly. I stopped waiting, he said. I looked at him, confused. He continued, I didn't retire at 50. I just started living each day. Evening walks with my wife. Stories with my grandchildren. Tea with friends on Sundays. I didn't postpone life. Then he looked at me and said, You postponed yours, didn't you? I had no answer, because he was right. I had always postponed life for tomorrow. That night, I thought deeply. I counted my achievements, then I counted my memories. There were more achievements, fewer memories. And that was the moment I understood the real truth. I wasn't chasing money. I was trying to feel something inside me. I was trying to feel enough. And I had spent 50 years trying to prove that I mattered, when the truth was, I had mattered from the beginning. Today, I am 78 years old. I'm still not perfect. I'm still learning. But I have let go of one sentence. I'll be happy when that sentence is a lie. Life is now, this moment, this breath, this conversation. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will wait your entire life. Do you want money? Work for it. Do you want success? Achieve it. But don't make your life the price you pay. Don't lose your peace in the race to prove yourself. Because in the end, the only question that will haunt you is this. Did I actually live, or did I just keep running? I've stopped running. When will you?